Hello, everybody. Welcome to Big Cat Sports. It's our Lions versus Raiders postgame. My dad had to go to bed, so he ain't a part of this. He had to get ready for work in the morning.
So just us two.
Overall, a pretty good game by the Lions. They won 26-14. They could have scored more. Penalties. They didn't really play the best, but they played good enough against a bad Raiders team. Yes. Jimmy Garoppolo could not find his receivers at all. He was 10 for 21 for 126 yards. He ended up going down to 77 yards after the sacks he took. He had 6 sacks taken during the game, so the defense did show up. Really not until the end when it came to the sacks, but they were there.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous at the beginning of this game, probably for the first quarter and a half, and because they didn't start out good. Goff had a rough game. It was not his best outing. He had a pick six, and it looked like that it was going to be closer than it was. This is why you cannot just say going from here on out that any team the Lions face, we are just going to blow them out. It doesn't happen usually in this league. But they turned it around. In the second half, they did enough to win. Put it that way, and it does help that the Raiders are a very, very bad team, and Garoppolo, I call him Crapopolo, is literally just a dog shit quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't know why he's in the league. And Josh McDaniels is going to get fired very soon.
Yeah, well, you lose to the Bears and then you lose to us before, and you're going to be struggling through the rest of the year. The Lions stopped their run too.
Yep.
Josh Jacobs only got 61 yards. But overall, offensively, no. Jared Goff did not have the best day overall, but he did throw for 272 yards, 26 to 37.
Yep.
Touchdown, and then the one pick six, which really was the only other points that the Raiders got.
Let's talk about the star of this game,
which was
Jahmyr Gibbs.
This
was his coming out party.
He ran for 152 yards, 26 carries. Wow. It had a TD there. He also caught for 37 yards, 5 receptions for 37 yards. Amon St. Brown again, 108 yards, another day over 100 yards. Laporta had some good catches going on. He dropped one at the end. But overall, he had a TD too. It was a good rounded game by the Lions offensively. It could have been better, right? If he didn't throw the pick six, maybe didn't take a couple of those. Well, one sack that he had, but otherwise, not that bad of a game.
No, and this was exactly the kind of team that you probably would have wanted to face after losing like you did last week.
Yes.
In Baltimore. Basically someone to beat up on. You did what you had to do.
Yes.
It's a bad team. It was close for a bit, but you righted the ship. And how many sacks did they end up getting?
6.
6 sacks. Great for a defensive line that hasn't gotten any sacks in the last 2 games.
Yeah, despite them turning the ball over 3 times, they made it out. They had a total of 486 yards against the Raiders. We had only 157 total yards.
Yep.
They controlled the ball for majority of the game. They held the ball for basically 40 minutes of the game.
And again, so Garoppolo, they could have made this game much closer if he would have been more accurate with his passes. He had Devontae Adams for 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he had his ability to do a lot.
Yes, if he would have had any kind of accuracy, this game might have been a lot closer, even worse.
Another thing to look at is their 3rd down and 4th down conversion rate. Right, on 3rd down, the Raiders only converted 1 of 9.
Yeah,
and for 0 for 3 on 4th down conversions.
Just absolute puke.
So they just couldn't get the ball moving as that 3rd and 4th down happened. They just had to get rid of the ball.
Yep.
Another star, I would say, of today, Riley Patterson, hitting majority of his field goals besides the shank they had in the last one.
Great outing by him. Probably, you know what? Gibbs' best game and probably Patterson's best showing.
Yeah, he had 4 field goals on the day. He could have had 5.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the fact of that holding penalty. But
the game wasn't relying on that kick.
Yeah, he shanked that one at the end. But again, wasn't fully that important. Yeah. It should have probably been a higher score only because of the weird holding call they had at the end of the game that took back the touchdown and then the shanked field goal. But you made it out. You go into the bye week healthy. Trade deadline is tomorrow.
Yes.
I'll keep my best to be on top of that. We, of course, don't know if the Lions will do anything, but we'll see.
And I think that's one reason why this game was so close at first, and we were having our doubts, which is why you can't just say we're going to blow anybody out. No team can say you're going to go blow anybody out in this league because of injuries. I mean, the Lions had Vitae out. They had Decker out. They had who's the other guy?
Jonah Jackson.
Jonah Jackson was out. And the guy that backed him up.
You also got hurt. Dan Skipper came in.
Sorsdahl did what he could, but I mean, you use this 2 weeks to get as healthy as you possibly can.
Yes, and
because if you're injured, you're vulnerable to any team.
And with your win tonight, you're 6-2. You're going to go up 2 games on a 4-4 Minnesota who just lost Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Right.
The division is ours. It's like they're doing this. Green Bay and Minnesota and Chicago are doing this. Here you can have this.
Green Bay and Chicago have basically the same record. The only reason Green Bay's ahead of them is because they were on a bye earlier than Chicago. Minnesota lost Kirk Cousins, and I feel bad for Kirk Cousins because he was doing really, really well this year.
I'm glad we're not going to play against him.
But
yeah.
I mean, it's a good thing overall.
Do you think they'd feel
for the Lions, but it's bad for him.
Minnesota would feel bad if Jared Goff went down? No.
But overall, this also puts you in a really, really good spot in the conference overall. Because with the win over today, and with San Francisco losing, you are now second place and hold second place in the NFC. Now, Seattle currently is leading the West, but the only reason why we're ahead of them is because they also went on an earlier bye.
Yeah.
But if San Francisco hops back in front of them, and it's going to be a fight between Seattle and San Fran, you want San Fran to win because for some reason we have a tiebreaker.
Okay. Yep.
So
sounds about right. We're probably not going to have. I expect to make the playoffs. We're probably not going to have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. That's probably going to come down to Philly most likely. But I would like to see we have a chance. I wouldn't say, but by Christmas, could we have the division wrapped up?
I think you could have the division wrapped
up by Thanksgiving
in a month.
Okay.
If you can win, 5 weeks because we got to give ourselves a bye week. But if you win your next 4, you're at 10 wins.
Yep.
And with how the division's looking, I think
that
10 wins.
Let's do baby steps here. Let's
can guarantee you the division. I believe.
Playoff game. Let's guarantee a home playoff game.
That should happen as long as you win the division.
Yes.
But tomorrow, I will do my best to be on top of trade deadline. The second that deadline hits or any trade falls, I will be here. Yes. Right? And Wednesday, instead of tomorrow, will be the NFC North breakdown because of the trade deadline tomorrow. That way we can spread everything out.
Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen.
I'm starting to feel like nothing's going to happen, but we will end up seeing
something maybe not as monumental as we are hoping to.
Matt Prater.
There's this talk about Prater coming back, and I'll tell you what, I take him. I take him over Patterson. Patterson isn't the bottom of the barrel, but Prater is one of the elite kickers.
Yeah, but with that being said, right, good win by the Lions.
Yep,
6-2.
Let's just keep going
into the bye.
Party going.
Get healthy. But with that all being said, right, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let us know what you think in the comments. And until next time, hope to see everybody.
Yes,
soon.
Happy Halloween.